I want you to know how much we appreciate the change in American policy on Iran, which you enunciated so clearly just an hour ago. I want you to know how much we appreciate your bold decision to act against the use of chemical weapons in Syria. And I want to tell you also how much we appreciate the reassertion of American leadership in the Middle East.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu not splitting any hairs, being very frank during joint remarks with President Trump 2 hours ago. That ends day one of the president's historic trip to Israel. Is the president, who has said he desperately wants to strike a lasting peace deal, the man to accomplish it? We ask former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, who joins us here in a First on Fox Business interview. Good to see you. Is he the one? Can President Trump be that man who does it? He talks about the art of the deal.
It still be the case. It could be the case, but we have to wait and see. There is a great opportunity here, not just the one stemming out of what Netanyahu just said. Basically, Trump came to the region and said, put aside for the near term, put aside human rights, put aside promoting democracy. We want to focus on fighting radical Islamist terror without mentioning the word radical, and focus on cornering or countering the Iranian nuclear and hegemonic aspirations. That's good news. You can use the common interest that was created between Israel, the moderate Arab Sunnite leadership, the ones who were in Riyadh, and he might be able to do it. But it all depends upon the capacity to tell these leaders, both Netanyahu and Abu Mazen, sit together and start to talk.
Well, let's say the Saudis are thrilled because they dislike the Iranians very, very strongly. So President Trump has struck this $300 billion deal with the Saudis, $110 billion of it with defense. How do the Israelis feel about the U.S. arming Saudi Arabia?
We probably are not happy, but that's part of reality of the new Middle East. We have to seize the opportunity to try to reach this understanding with the wider region about a common objective. But that cannot fly without Israel and the Palestinians finding a way to move forward on the Israeli-Palestinian issue.
Are you worried that one day the Saudis wake up with new leadership if something happens and they want to attack Israel using American weaponry?
I'm worried, but America is committed to Israeli qualitative military edge. We got our own deals for some $40 billion over the next 10 years, and until now, both President Bush Jr., then President Obama, and now Trump, they are all committed to keep this edge. But let me just mention something in regard to the previous question. When Trump looks at the globe right now, he sees probably 5 hotspots: North Korea, Iran, Syria, in a way China, and the Israeli-Palestinian issue. The Israeli-Palestinian issue seems to be the smallest in risk and the highest in reward. You, under no situation, you might risk there the destruction of Seoul or something like this, or the need to send urgently aircraft carrier groups. It's all seemed from Washington to be a kind of neighbor quarrel. Two families have two families cottage. There are 13 rooms. They are quarreling who will own the 12th and the 13th one. That's kind of issue. We are focused on our security, but there is an opportunity here. If Trump will be tenacious enough to tell both sides, sit down, provide your own plans. If you can produce your own plans, I will bring mine and take it to the Russians, to the Europeans, and to the Security Council. It might accelerate the whole process dramatically.
Well, he seems like the man who has no problem doing something like that. Before we go quickly, are you concerned at all about this discussion that he revealed certain details about some intelligence that maybe Israel had given to him regarding an ISIS plot to the Russians?
I think this issue is a little bit exaggerated. There is no intelligence relationship on earth so open, so intimate, on raw material level than between the Israeli and your intelligence services. Sometimes mistakes are done, usually by people who are not used to it.
Okay.
But I don't think that any lessons will not be drawn from this event. Some lessons will be drawn, and we can continue moving forward.
Thank you so much, Prime Minister. It's wonderful to have you.
Thank you.
Former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak says it can be done. This is a huge opportunity in the Middle East.